I'm a PlayStation. I'm a PlayStation fan too. Respect my time. I got a wife and kids. Cut the cat. The cat. I have no experience. What is good, YouTube? What is good, PlayStation Nation? It is your boy Persona of Gaming with Persona, host of When Persona Speaks, and one half of the host of What's Up PlayStation Podcast every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. And ooh wee, it feels good to be back. Happy New Year 2022. Ladies and gentlemen, 2022. Man, yo, it feels good. It feels good. I'm a PlayStation fan too. But this is great for gamers. Respect my time. I got a wife and kids. How are y'all feeling today, man? How's everybody feeling today? Are you guys good, man? Happy Monday, the first When Persona Speaks of 2022. Guys, we are here. We are in the new year. And oh my God, man, it feels good, man. I hope you guys had a great new year, right? I hope your new year was happy, healthy, and safe with your family and your loved ones. I gotta be honest with you guys. Real quick side note, I'm like extremely pissed off right now. Like my blood is boiling because I was expecting a very, very important package today of some, because I don't know if you guys know this or not, but I collect pins. I'm a pin collector. Like I collect a lot of Marvel pins and, you know, different types of pop culture pins, anime pins, all that stuff, right? And so some super limited edition high-end pins that I had got way back during Comic-Con in October, they finally shipped. And it was supposed to be delivered today. And stupid ass USPS post office, man. They put that it was delivered to, because I have a package room, like a mail room and all that, right? Yo, if you guys see any of these like weird ass fucking people putting this stuff in the chat, man, yo, hide these dudes, man. Get these dudes up out of here. Get these people up out of here, man. We don't play that. So you know, I have a package room and all that stuff where, like, you know, you could put stuff in where like the delivery people can put the package in, whatever, because it's like package lockers and all this other stuff. And like you'll get like a notification that you got a new package, and so you get your package or whatever. So I didn't get no notification or nothing like that. So I checked USPS website, and it says that my package was delivered and it was left in a locker, but I never got no notification. And the way they have to do it is they have to, you know, whatever they do, they have to set a notification, because I have to get a code to be able to open the locker, because I don't know what locker it is or whatever, or if they leave it in that room or whatever. And so it says that it was left in the locker room, package locker, in the package room. I go down there, right? It's not there. I'm like, okay. So then I went to my mail, because I also have a mail room and stuff like that. So I went to the mail room. It's not there. I paid a lot of money for this too. This is like something I've been really anticipating for a very long time, and I don't have it. And my blood is boiling, bruh. My blood is boiling right now. It's boiling. My blood is boiling right now, man. Trust me. So I'm gonna have to deal with that. Like right after I'm done with this podcast, I'm gonna go down and scour my fucking complex for this shit. But yeah, man. So anyway, you know, enough of story time. You know, like I said, man, it's a new year. You know, new year, man. A lot of great things is on the horizon. Right, first podcast of the new year, man. You know, we got to start things off real right with a When Persona Speaks, the first Monday of 2022. You know, we got to start that off with When Persona Speaks. You already know. And of course, What's Up PlayStation Podcast does return this Saturday as well with me and Bari, right? That returns as well. And that's going to be that's gonna be, you know, a really, really good show. And so, you know, definitely a lot of great things on horizon. One thing I want to shout out to real quick, I want to shout out Sick Humor TV, man. No Cap Podcast. Listen, man, this is a real talented brother, man. You feel me? And the way this guy, like, the way he, like, as talented as he is, man, like, musically, right? You know, and very intellectual and things like that as well. He's very talented music wise, man. And he put out a new song last week called "What's Up," right? And it's it's a "What's Up PlayStation," a "What's Up PlayStation" song about me and Bari. And yo, man, I already told Sick this, man. I really love this song, man. He really, like, did his thing, and I like all of Sick's music. Like, you know, he's very, like I said, he's very talented when it comes to the music that he makes. You know, it's not just like one dimensional. He makes a lot of different things. He'll make the slow jams. He'll make the, you know, very good lyrically as well. I'm Sick. If I play this, would I get copywritten? I don't know if yo, Sick, you in the chat? If you in the chat, let me know if I get copywritten if I play this. I want to play it real quick. For y'all, man. Yo, listen, Sick is talented, man. Very talented dude, man. I'm gonna play it, man. If I get copywritten, oh, no copyright. I'm gonna play it for y'all, man. Yo, listen, this song is fire, man. We gonna play it real quick, and then we're gonna go through the shout outs and everything and talk about what we're gonna talk about.
Yo, what's up, everyone? What's up, PlayStation?
Yo, first off, the fact that he started off with Bari doing the doing the intro like the way Bari does, super on point. Yo, listen, the song is fire, bro. Yo, I just want y'all to hear this real quick. Then we'll get into the you know, I'll shout everybody out, and then we're gonna talk about what we talk about.
You are now tuned in to the What's Up PlayStation podcast.
What's up? What it is, what it do? What's up? What it is, PlayStation, what's up? J Burry and Persona got it locked in the tub. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up. What it is, what it do? What's up? What it is, PlayStation, what's up? J Burry and Persona got it locked in the tub. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up.
They don't need no introduction. You already know what you're getting, and that is facts with a discussion. The greatest to bless the mic without the needless interruption. Face it, we got an anatomy like a little bite of me for a concussion. You know what's up, man. I mean it when I seen it. I was proud of these brothers. They entertain the people every week without cussing, and you don't ever hear the drama. They keep it clean on the podcast. Independent duo doing it big when they broadcast. Haters need to see them doing positive things. PlayStation Nation got you, ain't it obvious, man? We pulling up every week and showing love in the chat. Unlike these other channels, these guys are showing their back. Like, what's up?
What it is, what it do? What's up? What it is, PlayStation, what's up? J Burry and Persona got it locked in the tub. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up. What it is, what it do? What's up? What it is, PlayStation, what's up? J Burry and Persona got it locked in the tub. Saturday morning, y'all know what's up.
We don't need no introduction. Persona, the gaming politician, politicking for the come up. Division and vision require precision, decision that gotta be thought of. The potential is exponential. Gaming credentials is what they brought us. Get caught up. You know, Bari bring the passion when he's speaking from the heart. He the best lisp on YouTube, climbing up the charts. And when Persona speaks, he gon' tear the mic apart. Intellectually, of course, cause you know the boy's smart. They cover the news with integrity, so you know it's a must watch. Ain't no console war, just two brothers being a font. What's up, PlayStation? Got the Saturdays locked. And if you ain't tuning in, you missing out. Get blocked.
What's up? What it is, what it do? What's up? What it is, PlayStation, what's up? J Burry and Persona got it locked in the tub. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up. What it is, what it do? What's up? What it is, PlayStation, what's up? J Burry and Persona got it locked in the tub. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up.
Yo, listen,
listen, man. I really do appreciate everyone that always comes through to rock out with me and Barry, man, on What's Up PlayStation Podcast, a podcast by fans for the fans, or by the community for the community, I should say. Listen, man. For me, man, I'm gaming with Persona. If you enjoyed listening, definitely subscribe to this YouTube channel. I'm a PlayStation fan too.
Hey, yo, the way he slowed that down at the end is fire. Yo, fire, man. Yo, fire. Fire, fire, fire. You hear what I say? I can't lie, man. Fire. Fire. Fire.
I'm a PlayStation fan too.
Fire. You understand? Fire. You understand what I'm saying? Fire. Shout out to Sick Humor, No Cap Podcast, man. Shout out to you, brother, man. Appreciate it, man. Like I said, the song is fire. I love it, man. We love it, man. But all right, man. Let me shout y'all out real quick. And let's get into what we're gonna talk about today. Y'all already know how we do things here. So who we got here? Yo, Carl Anchor in the building. Carl, what's good, bro? Ice Queen in the building. The Unknown, what is good? Vedger, what's good with you? Damien, what is good with you, bro? Mary Wilcox in the building. Happy New Year. J Gamer, what's good, bro? Oblivious 334, what's good, bro? Games for Eternity, what is going on? Rob Gaming TV, what is good? Who else? Lorenzo Carson in the building, what is going on? Jeremy Shiner, what's good with you? Planetary Federation of Unions, what is good with you? Dylan Rafferty, what is going on? Twisted Sin, what is good? Uchiha, Mystical Tryhard Guy, Uchiha in the building, man. You already know. Who else, man? AC, what's good, bro? Appreciate you. Yo, Rob Van, God damn, what's good with you, bro? Who else is here? Yo, DeJuan Thompson, what's good, DeJuan? Appreciate you. No Cap Podcast, appreciate you, bro. Who else is here, man? I just want to get y'all, I try to shout y'all out, man. I know it's more people. I guess that's, yo, Blue Mustang was good. The Turncoat was good. Jose Bentoncourt was good. Happy New Year to everybody. J Doggy was good. Appreciate you. I appreciate all of y'all coming through. Chilling out with me this Monday afternoon or Monday evening, I should say. Okay. So, and shout out to the lurkers and anybody that's kind of just listening. I know a lot of y'all, either still working, going to work, driving home from work, cooking dinner for the family, just chilling out with the kids. Mr. Glass was good. You might be taking a shower. You feel me? You might even be having maritals with the missus. I don't know. Listen, I don't know what y'all doing in y'all personal time while y'all listen to the podcast. All I know is y'all lurking and not typing in the chat. That means something. It means you're doing something else while you listen. You feel me? Nah, if I'm getting you through your love making session, then that's cool too, man. Listen, I am honored that you would even put on the podcast during that time. So thank you. I'm always good. Yo, Persona Master Blizz Bob returns. Yo, True Virgin, what's good, man? Okay, guys. All right. So, it's funny. So I was thinking over the weekend, what was it that I wanted the first show in 2022 to be? And I, for a while last year, for a couple months, I want to say maybe 2 months, maybe a little bit longer. There was a lot of NFT talk. Now, side note, shout out to Twisted Sin, by the way. I don't know why I put NTF. Because I was like working while I was like kind of creating the shot line and everything. And I don't know, NTF just was stuck in my head, and I kind of was like on autopilot. I was kind of on autopilot when I was creating the show outline. And yo, Viper Reap, what's good, bro? I don't know if I said what's up to you. So I was on autopilot, so I just kept putting NTF, and then Twisted's like, it's NFT. And I'm like, wait, didn't I put NFT? I'm like, oh no, it's NTF. Oh shit. And I had to change up everything. I was like, oh shit, I messed up. So shout out to Twisted Sin for catching that for me, man. Appreciate. Yo, side note too, man. Yo, listen. Yo, one thing about the internet that's like just such a crazy thing is that people really do the internet really do make everybody a tough boy. Tough guy, man. Like running off at the mouth, right? Some dude in the chat, he gonna say, during the preview, whatever, he's like, if you can't spell it, why are you talking about it? I'm like, bro, I made a mistake. Like, damn, what is wrong with what is wrong with some of y'all, man? Y'all so aggressive. Damn. NFT, TFN. That's what I'm saying, man. That shit get confused in acronyms, man. But anyway, all right. So let's talk about what we about to talk about, right? All right. So I want to tackle this from two angles because, like I said, for the past couple of months last year, I want to say maybe from like late October into the new year, there has been a lot of NFT talk. I know there was the whole thing with Stalker 2 and how they were going to be putting NFTs into their game, and then they kind of backtracked and they kind of changed their tune and said no, they're not. I know that the recent blog article that Square Enix president put out, they were speaking a lot about the metaverse, speaking a lot about NFTs, and kind of speaking on that stuff being a possibility in the future and what they want to do in turn. And based off what I've read, it kind of seemed like it was more so leaning towards maybe mobile games and possibly Final Fantasy 14, but just because that's an ongoing thing. And even with Final Fantasy 14, that's already something that you have to pay for anyway. You can't, Final Fantasy 14 isn't free to play, right? You have to have a monthly subscription, and there's mounts and all that type of stuff that you already buy anyway in those types of games that you can use at the, you buy them from the MOG station and stuff like that. Excuse me. And, you use that stuff in the game or whatever, right? Now, obviously, it doesn't function like an NFT, but essentially what I'm getting at is, a lot of people are already paying for, special goodies in these games anyway. That's the point I'm trying to get at. But I want to tackle the NFT talk because there's been a lot of people. I was on Mooch's podcast a couple weeks back. A shout out to Mooch. I was on Mooch's podcast and we were talking about NFTs. I know Jeff Grubb, he was on the show, on Mooch's show, and we were kind of having that NFT conversation. I know he was very apprehensive about it and kind of did not want that stuff. A lot of the consensus for a lot of the panel was they did not want that. For me, I'm going to kind of give my take on this whole NFT stuff and how where it fits in game, or if it does have a place in gaming. But I think the thing that I want to talk about first is because, within this gaming community, one of the biggest issues, and we've talked about this a number of times on my show, on Speak from the Heart, on What's Up PlayStation, just, wherever. One of the things that, I'm a big proponent of is knowing all of the facts, so that you can make an informed and educated opinion or decision, right? Oftentimes within social media, especially on Twitter, a lot of people tend to take things for face value, and then they take things for face value, and then they kind of run with whatever the most popular person is telling them, or whatever case may be, and they don't really do their own research. Now, I'm gonna start by saying this, I don't know everything in the world, especially when it comes to and there are things that I don't know that even I have to look up or read or whatever it can be. And I'm not just speaking NFTs, I'm just speaking in general, right? No one knows every single thing. Sometimes you have to do your own research. Sometimes you have to dig a little deeper to understand what it is that is, so that you be able to have an informed and educated conversation, right? I've always been that type where I like to go into things prepared and not necessarily go in there half-cocked or not knowing what I'm talking about, because one, that makes me look foolish. Two, that's not really a good way to approach a situation or approach a conversation if you're trying to approach in good faith. Right. So that, I think that's very important. I think that's very important to understand. Yo, Mooch, what's good, bro? Appreciate you. So I think that's very important. So I think where I personally want to start is because for example, when I first got into investing 4 or 5 years ago, when I first got into just regular investing, excuse me, Roth IRAs, opening my brokerage account, knowing how to choose stocks and things like that. And then when I finally got into crypto investing and all that other stuff, I had to do research because, and I've read quite a few books, a couple of books I've read, The Smart Investor, Buffology, Tap Dancing to Work, The Compounding Effect. I read a couple of books on investing, to understand how to read charts, how to read the stock market and things like that. And that's how I kind of understood, and obviously watching like a lot of like respect people that like have like a like deep knowledge of this stuff, obviously watching like, you know, videos and trying to understand that stuff. And that's how I kind of got my feet wet in investing, like I said, like 4 or 5 years ago, doing research, understanding why. Because like I said, especially if we're dealing with like money and monetary and things like that, I never want to get into that and not know what, you know, especially when I'm going to be putting hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars into this stuff over my lifetime. I want to make sure that I'm making the right decisions. I want to make sure that I'm not just throwing money at something that's not going to succeed. And obviously with the stock market, very volatile, right? Because it can go either way. But, you know, I think being able to understand when things may go volatile, watching the news, keeping up with the finances and what things like that. Like for instance, Apple is now at $3 trillion market cap. You know, stocks is up right now. You feel me? Stock, I think at the market close, the stock is at like 182. You know what I'm saying? So I think things like that are good, right? So if you got Apple stock, then you know you sitting pretty right now, real pretty. Because when I bought Apple stock a while back, I got it on the low. But you know, that's just an example of like, you know, shout out to No Cap. He says people love to be outraged. It's not even about having a good understanding. They want us to rally against developers choosing to have NFTs. Yeah, we're gonna have that. We're gonna have the conversation, and I think I'm gonna open up the chat as well, just to get people's thoughts and perspectives on this, right? If y'all want to come through, you definitely can. But I think where I want to start is kind of understanding, like, kind of start at what is the NTF, because like I said, I think a lot of people don't really know, or they think they have an idea, or whatever the case may be. And again, a lot of it is from word of mouth, because, you know, a lot of people don't like to read anyway. I mean, we see how people don't like to read game articles. They read the title and go off of that. And it's like, you know, did you read the actual article? You know, NTF. I keep saying NTF, NFT, NTF. Y'all know what I mean. Anyway, all right. So I kind of want to start with here, right? And we're not gonna go through the entire thing. I'm gonna kind of cherry pick a couple of areas. But Investopedia is a good place to. Like I said, I used this a while back when like I said, like a couple years ago when I was trying to understand what are mutual funds, what are well, let me pop out the chat. What are NTF? I keep saying NTF. What are mutual funds, index funds, ETFs, and you know, what are calls, what are puts, you know, trade out, all that, like, you know, understanding the lingo and terminology and all that stuff. Investopedia is real cool, and it's a good place to kind of get like some quick like, you know, like quick knowledge. Like, you're not gonna get the entire understanding, right? But I like Investopedia because, you know, you can get like some real quick knowledge, and they fact check a lot of this stuff. Like you see right here, this is fact checked by Pete Rathburn. A lot of the stuff that they put out here is fact checked, is reviewed, because, you know, they're not trying to put out no misinformation either. But this is why I really like Investopedia as well. It's a very good site, right? I think you guys should definitely check it out. But I kind of want to just get a quick overview. What are NFTs? And then we'll talk about NFTs and gaming and kind of where my stance is and all that other stuff, right? Cool. So, you know, I'm obviously, we're gonna make it entertaining, because this ain't no fucking investment class, right? You know, I'm not no financial advisor or nothing like that. But, you know, we just gonna, you know, it's a conversation, you feel me? So we'll definitely make it entertainment. But all right, so let's start with what is an NFT, non-fungible token? So non-fungible token, or NFTs, are cryptographic assets on a blockchain with unique identification codes and metadata that distinguishes them from each other. Unlike cryptocurrencies, they cannot be traded or exchanged at equivalency. This differs from fungible tokens like cryptocurrencies, which are identical to each other and therefore can be used as a medium for commercial transactions. And so what do you need to know? And NFTs are unique cryptographic tokens that exist on a blockchain. NFTs can be used to represent real-world items like artwork and real estate. Tokenizing these real-world tangible assets allows them to be bought, sold, and traded more efficiently while reducing the probability of fraud. NFTs can also be used to represent individuals' identities, property rights, and more. So, and this is obviously like Cliff Notes. They kind of go into a lot more detail, which we'll tackle real quick. But essentially, from my understanding, this is from my understanding. From my understanding, NFTs are meant to be a digital representation of either a physical or digital entity. Now, again, it could be real estate, or it can be digital artwork, like something that somebody draws, or whatever the case may be. Like or it could be specialized costumes, like what some of these developers might be trying to do with their NFTs and things like that, and all that other stuff. That's really what it is. It's meant to be a digital representation of something that cannot be replicated, or at least replicated on the blockchain. And that's where it exists. So if you were to sell that, you would have to sell it on the blockchain, and obviously that's how the trading of an NFT or its value, whatever the case may be, goes in terms of people wanting to gain access to that, right? Y'all making fun of me in the chat, I know. I really want all of us to understand this before we have the conversation, right? Because it's important to me, but I think it's also, for my supporters and the people that rock with me. Y'all know I'm not gonna have y'all out here crazy. You feel me? We gonna have that conversation, but y'all know I love to give y'all the full picture, and then we talk about it, right? I'm not just gonna give you the side of it that makes one's opinion more favorable than the other. We get the whole picture, and then we had a conversation, right? So the distinct construction of each NFT has the potential for several use cases. For example, they are an ideal vehicle to digitally represent physical assets like real estate and artwork. Because they are based on blockchains, NFTs can also be used to remove intermediaries and connect artists with audiences, or for identity management. And obviously, intermediaries is mediators, so middlemen. It removes the middleman, right? Much of the current market for NFTs is centered around collectibles such as digital artwork, sports cards, and rarities. Perhaps the most hyped space is NBA Top Shot, a place to collect non-fungible tokenized NBA moments in a digital card form. Some of these cards have sold for millions of dollars. Recently, Twitter's Jack Dorsey tweeted a link to a tokenized version of the first tweet ever written, where he wrote, "Just setting up Twitter." The NFT version of the first ever tweet has already been bid up to 2.5 million. Damn, bro, 2.5 million? That is crazy. Jesus Christ, man. Yo, listen. Let me make myself into an NFT. How much y'all gonna pay for the Persona NFT? All right, so understanding NFTs. We'll read up to here. Like physical money, cryptocurrencies are fungible, i.e. they can be traded or exchanged one for another. For example, one Bitcoin is always equal in value to another Bitcoin. Similarly, a single unit of Ether is always equal to another unit. This fungibility characteristic makes cryptocurrencies suitable for use as a secure medium of transaction in the digital economy. NFTs shift the crypto paradigm by making each token unique and irreplaceable, thereby making it impossible for one non-fungible token to be equal to another. They are digital representations of assets and have been likened to digital passports because each token contains a unique, non-transferable identity to distinguish it from other tokens. They are also extensible, meaning you can combine one NFT with another to breed a third unique NFT. Because one of the things that I saw floating around quite a bit was a lot of people. I remember the Keanu Reeves interview, where the interviewer was asking him about NFTs and kind of this digital playground and all, talking about the digital scarcity and all that. And Keanu Reeves kind of laughed at that, like, digital scarcity, like, as in, that's not something that's realistic. Because if something is digital, essentially it can be infinite, because it can always be copied, right? that's the mindset that I think a lot of people have when it comes to NFT, when they don't really understand what that is. And again, if someone creates a piece of artwork and they post it on Twitter, but there's also an NFT on a blockchain that cannot be replicated, yeah, you can screen cap that artwork and you can have it as your background or your whatever. You can do whatever you want with that. I think where the NFT portion of this comes in is if it's a digital piece of artwork on the blockchain that cannot be replicated. What that means is whoever owns that specific NFT is the one that's getting the money or the funds for that, right? They own that. If someone wants to own that or whatever the case may be, that is where where are these like Russian bots? These dudes are some weird like, who does that? That's just weird, man. Like, I don't know. But I think that's where I think the whole thing, the whole mindset of the NFT comes from is yeah, this artwork is something that you could probably screen cap on your phone real quick or whatever case may be, but the real money that's being made for that is being made on the blockchain. The real money that's being made for that is for the artist or for whoever he sells it to on the blockchain or whatever the case may be. It's being made through that specific NFT. So yeah, copy it, screen cast it, all that, do whatever you want, but the monetary gain will only be through the blockchain. So if someone's trying to make money off that, you're not gonna make that money. Well, at least from how I'm understanding it, from my perspective, you're not gonna make that money unless you got that NFT. You can only get it through the blockchain. It cannot be replicated. That's how I understand it. Right? And obviously, it says here, just like Bitcoin, NFTs also contain ownership details for easy identification and transfer between token holders. Owners can also add metadata or attributes pertaining to the asset in NFTs. For example, tokens representing coffee beans can also be classified as fair trade, or artists can sign their digital artwork with their own signature in the metadata. So again, that whole not being able to replicate, whatever the case may be, all that stuff I think is important. If you're trying to sell digital stuff like this, like that, I think all that verification and all that shit is very important. Stranded Ninja, what's good? Chaos Mara, what's up? All right, we're gonna read this last section here, and then we're gonna talk about it. So why are non-fungible tokens important? Non-fungible tokens are an evolution over the relatively simple concept of cryptocurrencies. Modern finance systems consist of sophisticated trading and loan systems for different asset types, ranging from real estate to lending, contracts to artwork. By enabling digital representations of physical assets, NFTs are a step forward in the reinvention of this infrastructure. To be sure, the idea of digital representations of physical assets is not novel, nor is the use of a unique identification. However, when these concepts are combined with the benefits of a tamper-resistant blockchain of smart contracts, then they become a potent force for change. Here's my thing about like a lot of people that are very against like NFTs, right? And I'll give my stance after, later. My whole thing is, when it came to crypto, like the Dogecoin, and what was the other one that people were trying to buy up? Dogecoin, and what's the Shiba and all that other stuff. I mean, when you read the description of Dogecoin, they said that was a joke coin. But you had people putting hundreds and hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars into Doge, hoping to get rich. And obviously some people did. But the point that I'm trying to make with that is Shiba Inu. I think it's Shiba Inu. Yeah, Shiba Inu. But with Doge and Shiba and all that stuff, and I'll stick more so to Doge than Shiba, but with Doge, that was a joke coin. That wasn't really something that truly had value, but you had people putting hundreds and hundreds of dollars into that, hoping to get rich. And in my mind, I'm like, why would you have people putting all this money into something that might not be a certainty and, you know, to the moon, all this other shit, right? But something like this and obviously those, you know, like I said, a lot of people, or not a lot, but some people definitely made some money off of that, right? I'm not gonna cap. But when it comes to like something like NFTs, if it's something where it's digital, because again, I don't even say we're moving, we are in a digital age, right? We are in a digital age where a lot of things and I'll use myself for an example. I haven't had let me ask y'all a question. When's the last time you actually had actual cash in your hands? Like real cash, like money, like $1, $2, $3, $20, $50. When's the last time you had actual cash in your hands? Right? And the reason why Doge was a meme coin, but this is what I'm saying. But let me make my money point real quick. The last time I had cash in my, like actual cash money, like $1, $2, the last time I had cash in my hand was like 4 years ago, 5 years ago. Now obviously everyone is different, right? Like some people might have, I don't carry money. I don't use cash, man. Right? And I think there's a lot of people like that who don't use, like a lot of the things that they use or have or do or whatever is digital. Who gave that John Dexter the wrench? John Dexter ain't got no wrench, not that I see. And that's the point that I'm trying to make, though, is that, like, you know, we are moving to a digital world, and I think for a lot of us it's a bit of a shell shock. I think for a lot of us it is a bit of a shell shock. Now again, I'm not in favor of I'm not going to sit here and say that NFTs belong in games, but what I'm trying to say is NFTs, or where the world is moving when it comes to just crypto in general, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, or whatever. Obviously, the stock market and things like that are still very paramount within our time. But what I'm saying is, the more digital we are, and the more we allow the digital world to kind of be a part of our lives, the more your life is going to have to, if you want to be a part of that, have to conform. I don't want to say conform. Conform's not the right word. That's not a good word to use. Not conform. Let me change that up. The more you'll have to kind of build your life around that, if you want that. If you want that. Dark Star Killer, that's true. That's what I'm saying. People are making money off of that. But what I'm saying is, for Dogecoin or something like that, that was a meme coin. That was a joke coin. That wasn't really something to be taken seriously. But enough people took that seriously to the point where a lot of people have gotten very wealthy or made a lot of money off of that. That's the point that I'm trying to make here, is that something that was looked at as a joke or not looked or not taken serious, people have gotten rich now. So now the question you have to ask yourself is, how many of you missed the boat when it comes to Doge? Or when it comes to all that stuff, how many have missed the boat, right? If you would have put $5,000, $10,000, or whatever into Doge in January 2021, you'd be sitting on millions right now. You would be a millionaire. You know how many people became millionaires off of Dogecoin? That's a joke coin. That was a joke coin. And that's the point that I'm trying to make. Something that was not taken seriously by a lot of people in this. By a lot of people, they missed the boat. They missed the boat. That's the only point I'm trying to make. Any NFTs, I'm looking at NFTs as okay, and I'm not even focused on the game portion to shit. I'm just looking at it from just the perspective of just what an NFT is and what its function is supposed to be, right? With an NFT, right? And what its function is supposed to be, I'm looking at it like, all right, this could possibly be something that, could possibly take off in the future, where you do have part ownership or some type of ownership over a digital asset, especially with the way our world is moving into this digital age. Everything is digital now. You can open a bank account digitally. You can pay your bills digitally. You can even deposit checks from your home right now. You can deposit checks by just taking the pictures right now. That's how digital we are when it comes to money. Money, real world money on a check, a piece of paper with a check. You take a picture of that, upload it to your account. Your bank says, okay, this is a check for X amount of dollars. We're going to deposit that into your account, all without going to a bank, all without going to a teller, all without touching or seeing anybody. And then within a day or two, you got that money in your account to use. You don't see the money at all. So all I'm saying when it comes to that part of it is, when it comes to NFTs, because we're moving into a much more digital age, like the further we go, the more digital shit's gonna be, right? Like we got streaming, we got all these games, VR, all this other crazy stuff. Like we are definitely in that digital age, and social media is only growing and getting bigger and getting more popular and things like that. Crypto is taking off. Like, yo, what was it, 5 or 6 or 8 years ago, right? If you would have bought Bitcoin in what was it, 2010 or something like that, 2012. If you'd have got onto the Bitcoin train, because people were shitting on cryptocurrency too. People thought crypto and Bitcoin and all that was a scam. They're like, huh? You farming coins through the web, huh? What are you talking about, huh? You get what I'm saying? And with that part of it, how many people are rich right now off of Bitcoin? Billionaires, millionaires. A lot of people missed the boat. Now, in terms of NFTs and gaming, I think that's where things get a bit muddy, right? Because and I'm gonna tackle this from two angles, right? The first angle I'm gonna use is this gaming community as a whole, right? Just how the gaming community moves. A lot of people in this community already do not like to spend money. You feel me? They don't want to spend $70 for games. They want everything through a service. Like, they already don't want to spend no money, right? So I think this whole NTF thing in gaming, it was definitely not gonna fly with the Game Pass crowd or with a lot of people in this community, in this space. It definitely wasn't gonna fly, right? Because people don't like to spend money. But see, here's the other side of that. They also felt that way about loot boxes and about DLC and cosmetic items and all that stuff, period. Like, just cosmetics, period, right? People feel that stuff should be in the game, but you can also buy like cosmetics and stuff like that in like the in-game stores or on a game store, whatever the case may be, and have that stuff in the game, right? That stuff has always been there. Now, in terms of the NFT, and again, this is just me speculating, but I think the way the NFT would work is for and I'm only going to speak about like for a developer. If a developer were to implement NFTs into their game or whatever the case may be, I think what that does is that allows them to retain a lot more of that money when it comes to stuff that may be bought on a game, right? Because if you own a specific NFT and you want to give access to that or whatever the case may be, you know, if a developer, like if an indie devs or something like that owns the NFT and you buying into that, you know, that's making sure that they stay funded up and able to do what they do. I think it depends how it's implemented, because when it comes to, Blandrew, what's up? When it comes to like the game industry and like with some of these developers and publishers, people tend to take this, some of these publishers and developers tend to take this stuff to the extreme where it ends up being like really, really like fucked up and really, really predatory. And I mean, you remember loot boxes, Ubisoft is a perfect example where, some of their games, they were building their games around you having to buy level up tokens and stuff like that so that you could get through the game quicker and not have the grind or whatever. So they were definitely doing it. And obviously that stuff is optional, but they had that stuff there as a temptation, for people, for the impulse buyers and stuff like that. And listen, they making money off that because they still doing it, and people are still buying into that stuff, right? The DLC thing, when DLC started happening, right? Val Blood, what's up? He says, sounds like monetized FOMO. It could be. It depends though. It depends how developers were to implement it, right? If it's costumes, cosmetics, and stuff like that, I mean, if it's not a cosmetic that you really care about, and it doesn't hinder the gameplay and stuff like that. But again, I don't really see it as something that necessarily needs to be in games. Like, I'm not looking at NFTs and saying this has to be in games. Not at all. I could definitely do without it, personally speaking, right? But if it's implemented into a way where it's specialized costumes or whatever the case may be, and that's something that, people want to buy into or whatever the case may be, then, I don't really see it, especially if it's a free to play or whatever. Listen, because a lot of people are already buying that stuff anyway. They making billions off of loot boxes and DLC and costumes and all this cosmetic shit anyway. Who's buying that stuff? That's my question. Who the fuck is buying it? Who's buying? Somebody has to be buying this stuff for developers and publishers to be looking at something like NFTs and thinking that this might be a viable option to move towards, right? Whatever financial gains and outlooks that they have for the future, especially because, again, a lot of these companies, they know what's going on with the market or with the community and all that other stuff more so than what a lot of us, than what the general public knows. So they definitely are privy to information, to more privileged information that general public is not privy to. But I think when it comes to the practices that are already there, when it comes to free-to-play games, when it comes to paid games or whatever, because I've seen some people saying NFTs don't need to be in a single-player game. I mean, look, if it's a single-player game where, there's a token, a single-player game where they have some cool costume or something like that, and you want to buy into that, and the developer is getting a kickback off of that. Again, and see, here's my thing. And this is why I'm kind of 1 foot in, 1 foot out with a lot of this shit. Because and the reason why I say it is because it's more so the community, right? Because a lot of people in this community, they always say they want developers to be compensated, to be paid. They want studios to stay open. They want studios to keep making great games, bigger games, and all this. And I'm like, yo, how is this shit supposed to be done? If you don't want to spend the 70 on the game, if the game's got to be 50 hours minimum for it to even warrant your 70, but also be graphically this and that, and I mean, what the fuck, man? And this is why I said I can never be a developer, and I really do have a lot of respect for developers in this industry, because it's very hard to please everybody, and that's the task that a lot of developers are tasked with every single day, is that they have to create a game that pleases everyone. If it doesn't please everyone, you're gonna have a lot of people on one side of the market that are gonna be happy, and then you're gonna have a lot of people on the other side that's gonna be calling for this to get canceled or calling for this to be this and that and da. It's just never enough. And if I was a developer, I would have told a lot of you guys to fuck off. I would have got fired as a developer, because I would have definitely told a lot of you all, fuck off. I'm being so serious. I am being so serious because, hey, listen, man. But see, they can't do that because, their game. They got to make sure that their game is what it is, man. It sells. You got to make sure it sells. You get what I'm saying? Publishers might not. I think developers, more so I think indie devs would. But I want to have this conversation, man. I want to talk to y'all about this, because I really am curious to kind of see. I want to know what y'all take is on this, man. Because the way I'm looking at it, is the way I'm looking at it is, if we are moving into an all digital age, right, a much more digital future, right? You already see a lot of people that want to get into, you already see a lot of people that want to get into, like with Game Pass and with gaming, all digital consoles, right? If you own a PS5 or Xbox Series S, that's digital only. So you only buying that through a PlayStation or an Xbox store, or Game Pass or PS Now, whatever the case may be, right? So we're definitely moving into that all digital age. And if you game on PC, you already digital because you buy it from Steam, Epic Store, or whatever the case may be, right? I don't really see too many PC guys buying physical disc to play games, to physical disc games to play. I don't see that. So my whole thing is, and this is why I'm saying I'm 1 foot in, 1 foot out, because looking at what an NFT wants to be, which is a digital representation of a physical asset, again, a lot of that is already taking place with crypto. A lot of that takes place with stocks, right? If we're being like super like literal, because if you buy, so say if you buy $1,000, or if you buy 100 shares of Microsoft, right? That is a digital representation of a physical company. So on paper or in the digital world, through the stock market, you own a piece of, or you're investing in a piece of Microsoft. That don't mean that, if you go to one of the Microsoft buildings and you carve out 100 shares worth of the building. No, it's all digital. It's all a digital representation. It's all done through the money, the debt, the market cap, the money, the report calls, and all that is determined through that. So a lot of that is already and again, I'm just looking at this in a much more broader view than just NFTs, to kind of bring it back to NFTs to see where NFTs may fit. But a lot of things we already do digitally in our day-to-day lives. If you swipe your credit card as a restaurant, there's no money there. The physical is the credit card. The digital is the money. Is the value that the card holds. That's all digital. So what do you call that? You get what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Yo, Sick, what's good, bro? No, I hear you. No, you sound fine. Pause. What's up, man? Like, like I said, again, I want to give you your flowers, man. First off, Happy New Year to you and the family. That What's Up's on fire, bro. You already know, man. Oh, they don't hear you. Hold on. They don't hear. Hold on. Wait. They don't hear you. My fault. Say something. Say something. Say something again.
Something.
All right, now they hear you. My fault. I forgot to unmute the.
It's weird.
No, it was my go. Oh, okay. That's because you know what? That's because of I got it coming through the broadcast.
Did you turn up your speakers just so you can hear and see if you can hear what they hear?
I think it's because it's coming through the broadcast mix. That's why.
Oh, okay. All right. I mean, that's cool. I don't hear it now. I was hearing it before. I don't hear it now.
All right, cool. But go ahead. I definitely want to.
That was on the house. Y'all won't get any copyright claims or anything like that. I made sure even when I put it on the streaming services that I didn't apply like Content ID, which really is supposed to pay you 20% of whatever that person's monetized video gets because they have that content in there. But
yeah.
Nah, I made sure I didn't put it in there for that particular reason. But it's always been much respect, bro. I already told y'all ever since y'all first told me that this is what y'all was trying to do. I was like, yo, I'm for it. I think y'all should do it. Yeah. So it's good to see the way you guys have grown. I mean, you're almost at what, like 2K?
Yeah, 2K
on the What's Up PlayStation channel.
Yeah,
that's freaking amazing. that Sean Layden, that interview did it.
Yeah, that propelled
That-
us. That put
yeah.
eyes on us, man. That put eyes on us.
Yeah, that did it, man. Y'all got to work on some more of that shit right there.
Oh,
But
yeah,
nah,
yeah.
nah, I
2022
appreciate
definitely
it,
gonna
brother,
be.
But it's nothing, dog.
Oh yeah.
Again, I'm gonna tell you some shit that you probably won't believe, but I made that song in I wrote the song in maybe an hour.
What?
I spent more time mixing the song than it took me to actually write the song because it was easy to do.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
it's what I already know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, 100%.
With the
so I want
go ahead.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say because I know you really into investing and you follow the different marketing strategies and stuff like that as well. So you definitely somebody that I kind of want to get your thoughts on about this whole and NFT. I keep saying NTF. I don't know, my brain keep wanting to say NTF, NFTs and NFTs and gaming. I know you are very. You're very for. Well, I don't want to say very. I don't want to put words in your mouth. So I kind of want to just give you the floor.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah. So talk to us.
For NFTs because look, as a person that's a creator myself, and I create in many more ways than one. You know what I'm saying? I see NFTs as being absolutely beautiful for people who create. Imagine if you could turn which you can, but imagine you turning the first What's Up PlayStation podcast episode into an NFT. And somebody else could own that first episode of What's Up PlayStation Podcast, bro. You could literally get paid off of something that you would have understandably done for free. And anytime that shit resells to somebody else, you get a percentage up to 10% on each resale. So no matter if it's selling now or if it's selling in 2040, you get a cut of that. Again, I don't think a lot of people, and let me tell you, a better person to explain this would be JVB. I don't know where he is.
He here?
Oh, he here?
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah, what's up, JVB? The reason why I say that is because I don't own any NFTs currently. He actually owns NFTs. You see what I'm saying? And just logically thinking about what an NFT is. Okay, look at it this way. People go and buy stuff in video games, right? They buy these little knickknacks or whatever, I don't know, bunny ears or rabbit ears or turtle ears or whatever the case may be, right? So imagine if they made bunny ears in a specific color, specifically tailored a certain way that makes it unique, right? And they say, we're gonna sell those bunny ears for, I don't know, $6, right? You buy those bunny ears for $6. Now, keep in mind, there's still other bunny ears that exist. Just those bunny ears are the ones that only you own. And somebody sees the bunny ears that only you can own and say, damn, those are nice. Would you like to sell that to me? You say, yeah, if you want it, it's going to be $3,000. Now, if a person sees that sort of value in those fucking bunny ears and they pay you $3,000 for it, how in the hell is that a bad thing?
Well, I think, and this is kind of to, and then we'll get your thoughts on all this, JVB as well, get you in the conversation. I think, from the gamer's perspective, I think what the fear is that NFTs are going to, or having NFTs be implemented into just gaming. I won't say free to play games or XYZ, just gaming period, right? Just as a whole. Seeing NFTs be implemented into gaming, I think a lot of people within the community see that on the horizon and automatically think or fear that games are now going to be built around the satisfying the NFT machine and not necessarily the gamer, right? And I think that's what the biggest fear is.
How would that even make sense, though? No. Let's think about this logically. Let's put all of this into perspective. How would that make any sense whatsoever for these developers and publishers? The thing that they make has to be something people want. That's number one. Number two, it has to be something where it's something that could have a bit of value, but doesn't necessarily interfere with the flow of the game. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm.
they're not gonna make something to make their game seem like super fucking empty without that thing that they turned into a fucking NFT, dog. They're just not gonna do that. That doesn't make any sense. If Call of Duty is making so much money off of people paying for shit that they would never be able to own, but if they create a fucking weapon skin, one unique weapon skin, and only one person gets to buy that shit, that's great for
whole
that
thing,
particular market. But you really think they're gonna stop selling to all of the other millions of people?
Well,
who
this
wanna
is this is what I'm trying to say, Sig. I hear you on that, right? And again, just to play devil's advocate to the conversation, you know, when it comes to, we've seen in the past that publishers and developers have kind of built games around DLC that's coming in the future, where they'll have it at a specific stopping point. You know, Final Fantasy 15 is a perfect example, where you had Gladios and them going off to do something for a chapter or two and then come back, and then that stuff ends up being DLC. So that was stuff that was, you know, cut from the game, or, you know, they wanted to do it that way to kind of pull in some extra money, whatever the case may be. But, you know, I think the fear on the gamer's side is building the game in general would just be built around this, right? Like, just, you know, we want to have this market of, you know, we're going to start putting, because, you know, you already know how a lot of people feel when it comes to cosmetics and things like that anyway.
Not to disrupt what you're saying, but give me a scenario where that works out in your mind.
Where it's them building it around,
when you're like playing off of fear, right? It's easy to say what fear would do, because we went through the same shit with microtransactions.
Well, no, it's not even fear. No, it's not fear.
No. It is a fear. It is a fear, and that's the fear that they're instilling into people about NFTs. So create a scenario where what you're saying works out.
Well, here's what create a scenario where that works out. Off the top of my head, I can't. I'm gonna be honest, I can in the moment. But you know why you can't? Because it doesn't make any business sense. First of all, well, I think
it doesn't make any logical sense. Second of all, and third of all, there's already been examples of this shit already done, but not in the manner where people could actually profit off of it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I actually have examples. One of the games that I used to play super hardcore back in the day was DC Universal Online. And what absolutely. DC, what I put like $4,000 into this game. Real talk.
Hold on. Before you get into your explanation,
okay.
Imagine that $4,000 that you put into that game. Imagine if it was actually worth something, because it's worth absolutely nothing at this point.
Yeah, it was on like power ups and shit like that. It was on stupid shit, man. It was bad.
No, it ain't stupid. It's something that you wanted at that time.
Yeah.
So you paid for it.
Exactly.
But in the interim, what I'm saying is, imagine that actually having real world value now.
That makes sense.
With DC stuff and say, yo, I bought this Flash costume, I bought this Superman costume, I bought all of this shit, but now I can resell it to some newcomers that's just starting to fucking play the game.
See,
I don't play the game no more.
But see, here's the thing about that. Let me put a pin in that. I'm gonna tackle that, and the JVV, we're gonna get you. I swear, bro, we're gonna get you. In DC Universe Online, they have a marketplace where I remember back, I was gaming about, I was a billionaire on DCUO, bro, like a in-game billionaire, because I would they have like, and they kind of changed up the market though to where like it's not really like that anymore. But back in the day, you would like, whenever you did specific like the raids and stuff like that, you would get like special plans and stuff like that that you would put into your like synthesizer or whatever, and be able to create special mods for the different classes, DPS, tank, healer, controller, and stuff like that. And also different soda plans, which the soda plans were like your heals and like giving you special power-ups and stuff like that, right? And so those solar plans were hard to get because you had to get through the raid, and like, if it was based on RNG. So what people were doing in that community, the community was thriving way back in the day. People would put either the plans or mods or armor or whatever the case may be into the marketplace for you to buy with in-game money. Now here's where the real hustle. I'm giving you guys like this old school like 2008 persona right now, bro. I was flush in the PSN cards. Beat this. So, or like real world money, because what people were doing in the community is like, because you know, getting money was not hard to come by, but you really had to like grind. A lot of people didn't want to do that. So what people would do is they would sell in-game money for real world cash. So what I would mean is, so like I was a billionaire. I had like maybe like no bullshit, like 50 billion, right? $1 billion in the game. So someone would say, yo man, I need 10 million, right? All right, 10 million is a $10 PSN or $10 cash. I need 20 million. You know, XYZ, right? Like it depends, like, you know, however the market is, it dictates how much you would pay for like the in-game. So like, you know, if you pay $20 PSN, you get 200 million or whatever the case may be. And me and my clan and a bunch of people, we were doing that. And a lot of people in the community was doing that. And people were paying real world money. So like that stuff has definitely been around where people were paying real world money for digital shit like that. That's why I said like stuff like that has definitely been around in gaming. And yo, DC Universe Online is such a great game. Like that was one of my favorite games of all time. It's such a good game. But to go back to what you were saying about the whole selling like, you know, a costume or whatever, I think also the other side of it with certain gamers is because everyone isn't as financially up there as some might be. So you may be able to buy every costume in the game and then resell it for these crazy amounts that people can't pay. So I think pricing a lot of people out of that market, and I think that's also might be a fear for some people when it comes for some gamers when it comes to that type of market, because a lot of people who can't afford that or don't have the money for that or whatever because if they're asking 50 or 60 for just a costume or something, you know, you price a lot of people out of that market. So I think that's also where a lot of that frustration from people within the community comes from.
But again, that's you assuming that everything is going to be an NFT in the game.
True.
That's what I'm telling you. The NFTs lose value if there's so many different fucking NFTs in the same fucking game.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But JB, like, it doesn't make any fucking sense. You have to make things in limited quantities, bro.
Yeah, no,
like,
you're right.
It has to be something that appeals because, yeah, you can get 30, 40, 50 costumes, but this one is unique.
Yeah. Yo, JVB, go ahead. Yeah, JVB, you got the floor, bro. Talk to us. What's up?
What's happening? Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year,
can you hear
man.
me fine?
Yeah, we're here. You good, man?
All right, cool. So, yeah, I collect some NFTs. I don't have any of those Bored Apes. I'm not spending thousands of dollars. I go to a particular app called Vivi. It's spelled VEVE. And they have their own ecosystem. So they sell official comic books from Marvel, official NFTs from Disney. So everything there is official. So when you buy, their ecosystem is called gems, which is $1 for $1. So if you want 10 gems, you got to spend $10. Now, usually when they will announce ahead of time that on a certain date and a certain time, a new item is going to go up for sale. And it will show you the rarity of these items. So the last item they put up for sale was the first time Spider-Man. It's the edition where Spider-Man first showed up with the symbiote costume. Mm-hmm. It went on sale for $6 freaking bucks. And now people are reselling, let's say, the ultra rare edition that they made only about 100 of these. And that's what Sick was talking about. Mm-hmm. They made 100 of these. And if you happen to get, let's say, the first 5 out of those 100, these guys are selling it for $33,000.
Wow.
And you could read the comic. You could read it as you would if you bought it digitally on the Apple Store or Amazon Kindle. It's the same shit. The difference is once they read it, they put it back on the resale market. Now, the thing that is intriguing about VV is that it's as simple as it gets. So anyone can go in there because it's on a mobile app, and you can, if you have, let's say, an iPhone, and you have your wallet attached to your Apple Pay, you can use that. So the same thing happens when you go to, let's say, the aftermarket on VV. You can use those coins, purchase something that was $6 and now it's maybe $30 or $50. That's pretty simple. The problem with NFTs in general is that now you hear people selling something called Bored Apes. Those are the NFTs a lot of people are familiar with. Is a drawing of an ape with a hat on. Those things are extremely expensive. It's from a popular artist, and now trying to buy one of those, you got to go to a website like OpenSea or Rarible, where you need to use Ethereum coins. So you got to own Ethereum coins, and one coin is worth right now, I believe, $3,700. So you can buy like $100 worth of Ethereum coins. But when you go and you want to buy, let's say I put up a photo for $50 worth of Ethereum coins, now there's a fee on top of that price. And sometimes the fee can be more than the actual price of the NFT. So that's the biggest obstacle right now, is all the fees. And so I think publishers will take the approach as VV or Axie Infinity, which is a free-to-play game, but they call it play to earn, because you can mine in-game currency and transfer that in-game currency into actual real-life currency. And I believe there's another game there's another racing game that had NFTs, but once again, they use their own ecosystem. And the thing that they're trying to do now, like let's say with VV, is being able to take that NFT and sell it in the big markets like OpenSea that I mentioned earlier. And they call that minting. You put it up for sale, it goes into the blockchain, and now you can sell it. So that's the biggest hurdle I see with publishers, is how do they control the ecosystem? How do they make their NFTs valuable so that, like Six said, if there's one specific shirt that your avatar is wearing that they only made 2 of, and you happen to own one of those 2, people are going to be flocking to it, because NFTs especially is huge for collectors. So
my question is from like a
something.
So my question is, from a gamer's perspective, how is this good for gamers? Like real gamers, not these fraud ass dudes. Like how is this? And I'm just asking this. I'm just asking as just a general question.
Let me chime in for a second.
Not to be malicious.
It is good for gamers because now the money that they waste in game can now be worth something, versus throwing money into a money pit and then complaining about the companies being greedy.
Yeah, and also if you look at what Ubisoft did with I think Ghost Recon Breakpoint, where you got to play 600 hours. To me, first of all, that game sucks. So it's going to be hard for anyone to spend 600 hours just for that NFT. It's actually on sale in OpenSea. I think they're using that as a test, as a platform. They're testing it out to see like how can they get players to invest time, or do they just go with the route like VV, where they announce, hey, if you're lucky enough, because there is a problem with VV. As soon as something goes on sale, that shit is all sold out in seconds.
I think that's because a lot of bots are buying that stuff.
Yeah, a lot of bots.
Not bots as in
Xbox,
Xbox,
like
but the people
3
in the
devices,
chat.
and they're pressing them at the same time.
Yeah,
It's a lot of.
Let me get the super chat real quick. Oh, there's Yo, Games for Eternity, man. Appreciate you. 9 months as a member on the channel, man. You know I appreciate you, bro. He says, so the way I see it, in other words, NFTs most likely will only equate to more minuscule bonus content, so it won't affect the full game itself.
No, not at all. They don't want. Look, they're not gonna fuck up one revenue source and put all their eggs in a basket on another revenue source. That would be stupid business. I mean, I hate to say it, but bro, if you running a business and you base your business off of NFTs, then you're probably gonna fuck up your initial business. You know what I'm saying?
So here's something that I don't know if a lot of people know of. AMC, they sold an NFT that was exclusive to the first 80,000 investors who purchased Spider-Man tickets.
I was just gonna say the NFL. One. Yeah.
The NFL during Thanksgiving began putting NFTs attached to a number of tickets. Nike, Dolce Gabbana.
I know about the Nike one with the NFTs.
Yeah, there's so many companies.
Yeah, I know about Nike.
Getting into NFTs. Last year, it generated multi-billions of dollars. So of course, the gaming industry. You missed one, Jose. There was a racetrack where they turned a portion of the track into an NFT, and someone bought that NFT. So now any events that are held, they get a portion of the proceeds from that. Yeah, Tell me where it's bad, bro.
I think where it's bad. I think in my investor, and this is just me kind of, my investor brain was like, yo, if because I already, contrary to popular belief, I own a lot of stock in these companies already, like Sony, Microsoft, and like. Yep. We're not even gonna go down that. We ain't even gonna go down that path. A lot of these dudes think, well, do you own stock? I do, asshole. Do you? Anyway, but
you do a lot of index funds, so a lot of that stuff be bunched up together. So hell yeah.
I own a lot of mutual funds, index funds, ETFs, stuff like that. Very diverse portfolio. I also own individually.
A painting that's worth millions of dollars. I don't know if you've heard of that.
Yeah, I know. I heard it, but what I'm trying to say is, I think for me, my investor brain is like, okay, yo, this is, I'm making money and I'm still doing what I love to do, which is game. All right, cool. I'm able to invest in whatever all right. But my gamer brain is like,
how will the publishers fuck this up?
Yeah, I know how this industry is, man. Where these people, they get greedy, bro. They get greedy, they get big-headed, and they start doing stupid shit. And I'm not saying issues. Yeah, I'm not saying that, don't, definitely try to make your money and diversify where your revenue is coming from, right? Because that's what a business should do, is diversify where all their money gets pulled in from, so that they got multiple. And that's really how, I mean, guys, this is a gaming conversation, but just in life in general, you should diversify where all your money, it should all. Anyway, that's the conversation for a different time. But you get what I'm trying to say.
Let me ask you a question, Persona.
Sure, go ahead.
Well, let me make a statement first. First of all, Jose made a great point when we were in the spaces with Chris Righteous. Was it yesterday? I want to say it's yesterday.
Like a few days ago.
I swear to God, these days just kind of float into each other for me, dog. But yeah, so we was in the spaces, and he said, in order for this to make sense, right? If you are to purchase an NFT in one game, then that NFT should be able to be used across multiple games. Now, I think you also made the point to say that if it's something like Ubisoft, then it'll only be delegated to Ubisoft titles. But any Ubisoft title you have, that NFT will work across that particular title.
I was gonna say, but with Ubisoft, they already do stuff like that anyway, because you can have the Assassin's Creed costume in Far Cry 6 and in Watch Dogs and all that. They do that already through their Uplay with the but you get it through points with their Uplay store. But they do that through their Uplay store. Right? Yeah. What do you mean? Be more specific.
The difference is, you don't own any of that shit.
Oh yeah, you don't own it.
Pay for it.
You don't own it. But see, you own you a lot of that.
But if it was an NFT, then what happens, Persona?
You own a portion.
You own that.
Well,
and you can wear that across all of these different titles. So if one title doesn't do very great, you don't have to worry about your initial investment because you can always take it to the other title.
For some reason,
You
I
see
don't
what I'm
see.
saying?
For some reason, I don't see publishers creating something and then letting someone in the general public own it. I see it
But
as.
here's the thing, Persona.
Hold on.
They
Let
get
me
paid
finish my thought. Let me
Publishers
finish my
will
thought. I see
We're
publishers.
making
Publishers
publishers
creating the
make-
NFT, but making it to where you can own a portion of it and gain access to it or whatever, but they're still getting the bulk of the profits. I don't see a
No,
publisher.
No, that's not how NFTs work. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Publishers.
When a publisher sells that NFT to you, you actually own that NFT. You own
Exactly,
100% of that NFT. That's the reason why you have that address. I'm gonna call it an address. You know, when it comes to blockchains, that's where your NFT lives. It lives at that specific address. Now, let me tell you something that a lot of people don't tell you when it comes to crypto, when it comes to meme coins, and when it comes to a lot of this shit. They make these wallets for a reason. Because this stuff is decentralized from like the actual financial system, you can lose, like, you can buy millions of fucking Bitcoin if you had the money
lose that
to,
shit.
and you can lose it because you literally own it. You have the only fucking address to that Bitcoin.
Yep.
And some people, they have hard copies of the keys.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Or they have wallets where they keep their crypto in those wallets. This is why I'm telling you, it's not like they can sell you something and then take it back from you. Once they've sold it to you, once they've changed that ownership over to you, that's yours. But it is possible, and there is a possibility that you can lose it permanently. That's the thing that most people don't tell you about, but you will hear the horror stories of people who have millions of dollars worth of crypto and they can't even get to it.
Yeah, like that guy who had like all this Bitcoin and accidentally.
Yeah, I think he
threw
had like 80
the
million.
freaking the thumbnail.
But that's
the
real
thumb drive.
ownership. That's real ownership. That's like physical shit. That's the reason why I tell people, listen, I know y'all love physical games, but I'll take digital over physical any day. If somebody, just like you was talking about the money earlier, Persona, as far as like who actually carries around cash, bro, I haven't seen cash in so long I can't even fucking tell you, dog.
That's what I'm saying, yo. I haven't carried around money in like real tender cash. I haven't carried cash in like 5 years. Even if I order food, no cash is being exchanged. Not even the tip. All that is done through the phone, bro. Like none of that is. Even my barber, my barber. I don't pay him cash. I give him his money and his tip all through Zelle, bro.
Yep.
I don't pay, like I don't do no cash, bro.
And here it is. It's even greater because now they've made it so accessible, bro. All of my kids, my young kids, even my youngest who is 10 years old, has a credit card.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, there is absolutely zero need for me to ever have cash on me, bruh.
Yo, Dark Star Killer says something in the point. He says, Sick is talking about this as a creator. Most of us aren't creators. That makes a good point. And I think that's also where I think a lot of the this pushback is coming from, because a lot of people
because we're both
aren't
creators.
creators.
So we understand the value.
Yeah, a lot of people aren't creators, so I think that's also why.
Tell me this, Persona, and so sorry for cutting you off, bro. I feel like I'm doing this. I feel like it's disrespectful. I apologize. But let me tell you, dog, why is it that everybody is okay with giving away money, but they're not okay with making money from the same thing that they're giving money to?
Because I think a lot of people, hold on, Persona. But these are the same people complaining that games are too high, too expensive. It's hard to play devil's advocate, but I'm gonna try.
It's a fucking conundrum you will never ever be able to explain away to me.
Well, no, I think hold on, JV, I'm gonna let you go. I think what it is that it's interrupting the status quo of what we're used to. Comfortability is one of the most dangerous things for a human, because when you're comfortable with something, it's hard to change, right? So I think what's happening is people are seeing a change on the horizon that may interrupt the status quo of what they're used to, and they don't want that. And I also think what Dark Star Killer said is also true. With a lot of people aren't creators, a lot of people aren't really looking at it from the perspective of being able to make money while still doing what you enjoy and all that other stuff. A lot of people aren't looking at it from that perspective, because you already got people who don't even, like you said, they don't even want to spend $70 on a game because they think it's not worth it, right? So I think there's a lot of things that's factor into that, where it's like they don't even see that spending 70 on a game is not worth it, especially if it doesn't have multiplayer. It's like, what?
So here's the thing in regards to that, and I totally understand what he's saying, but the thing is, you don't need to be a creator to make the money. If you happen to, let's say, it depends on the game, and I think the fact that people don't understand it yet, I think that's the biggest hurdle right now. Once a publisher comes out and makes it simple to where everybody can understand exactly what it is that they're able to do with an NFT, I think that's when people will calm down. But one thing about NFTs is what AMC did. They generated more attraction so that people can go to AMC theaters to watch Spider-Man by giving out these NFTs. Same thing could happen with a game. It doesn't necessarily have to be The Last of Us 3. It could be a game that might not have a lot of hype, but let's say Microsoft says, you know what? The next version of Sea of Thieves is going to have 100 collectible NFTs that will no longer be on sale once that auction is over.
Wait, let me ask you a question, JVB. Have you ever seen the shit that they sell in Sea of Thieves?
Oh yeah, well, you know,
it's some bullshit.
But I'm trying to
tell you that
I think it's also shit. I lost my train of thought.
Buy it.
I lost my train of thought. Oh, I think it's also like, I'm always because I'm always curious of like anything that could be a possible money making venture. I'm always curious, and like I said, you never want to miss the boat. You know.
Yeah,
there's a couple
I don't want to sound like a dick, but motherfuckers is hustling backwards, bro. I don't know. Y'all know they gonna implement this shit anyway.
Nah, they definitely gonna implement it into game. Like, trust me, this shit. People think just because Stalker set back the way, they think every company gonna do that. Listen, these companies gonna say, fuck that. We about to make this money, and you can either be on board or not. Trust and believe. Especially someone like Square. Square don't give a fuck. Square definitely gonna be like, hey, yo, we gonna make this money. Yep. But my whole thing is,
multi-billion-dollar industry, man.
That's what I'm saying. The thing that I'm trying to say is, you know, and with my investor brain, I'm like, you know, I definitely am paying attention just because it could possibly be something that could turn into something that could be a good monetary gain for a portfolio to build something like that, like a portfolio or whatever the case may be. But again, from the gamer side, I'm still apprehensive just because I don't see this as something that's necessary, personally speaking. But at the same time, I am intrigued to see how these publishers and companies and developers implement it, and who's going to be the first one to fuck it up.
So let me ask you another question.
I think it's going to be EA, personally speaking.
Let me ask you a question, Persona. The Spider-Man NFTs, right? The ones that the ones that AMC produced, you know, how many people who went to go see that Spider-Man movie felt left out?
Nobody. That shit had 1 billion.
How did those NFTs affect that showing of that movie?
Not at all.
For the consumer, I'm speaking of, not the business. The business, we know them niggas, billions of people, billions of dollars. But the consumer, how many people did that affect?
Nobody.
The only
Let's talk about
it affected was the guy who sold his for $16,000.
Yeah, and that was positive. Because how much did he actually pay for that ticket? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But let me ask you another question. So Street Fighter, let's say Street Fighter, which this is what Wavy Cricket, I gotta give him his flowers. he brought this to my attention. There's guys in Street Fighter that fight competitively that have their own character skins in the game. Nobody else can access those skins but them. It's theirs.
Pretty cool.
They're not making a single dime off of that shit. But how is that affecting every other Street Fighter player that plays?
None.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. And the companies, I get it. Y'all like they greedy. Every company is greedy. There's not a single company out here that doesn't want to go into your pocket. There's not a single company out here that's not trying to get into your wallet. None of these companies are your friends. At the end of the day, nobody really understands that. Either you like the product that they putting out or you don't. They're not your homies. They're not your friends. They're not going to come and cuddle you. They're not going to pay your bills if you are unable to fucking pay your bills.
They're not going to pay my rent. Hold up.
Fellas, what
hey,
up,
hey, I was going to say, let me get yo, Strick. What's good, bro?
Oh, what up, Strick?
What's good, bro?
What's going on, brother? What
Chilling, man. I'm
Shalom.
guessing the Steelers doing bad because you ain't here.
Hey, hey, yo, listen. I see. See, we gonna have to get the fair one, man. I'm gonna have to fly out to New York, and we gotta get the
My
fair
fault, bro. My fault. I forgot. My fault. Don't beat me up. Don't beat me up, bro. I'm sorry.
You got to make this nigga persona lace up the cans.
Man.
Yo, but Strict, man, we talking about NTFs and gaming and
NFTs.
Why I keep saying NFTs? We talk about NFTs and gaming.
You know, I think you're thinking of ETFs.
That's probably what it is. I keep like ETF and it's all confusing. But we talking about NFTs and gaming and if there is a place for them in gaming.
I mean, I don't know that much about NFTs. I mean, you know, I'm kind of like, you know, with everybody else on that. But I'm intrigued in it. Like, I'm very intrigued and interested in how they can really implement it into the gaming space. I think I'm just the intent is questionable. You know what I'm saying? What the industry is going to do, what these businesses, what these developers or publishers are really going to do with NFTs. Like, what is their intent in it? Is their intent for us to make money off of something? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Again, I don't know that much about NFTs, but that's really just the more, that's the part I'm more afraid of. You know what I'm saying? What is their end goal with it? What do they really want out of it? You know what I'm saying? But I'm intrigued in the idea of it.
So, strictly, NFTs. You buy games digitally?
Yes, I pretty much straight up move strictly to digital unless I'm trying to get a collector's edition or something.
Okay, so if you want to look at an NFT, look at it. Imagine you owning a digital copy of a game.
Yeah, I gotta run downstairs real quick. Y'all talk. I'll be back in like 10 minutes. I'll be right back.
And imagine you actually owning that game.
Got you.
Not just a copy of it, not just the license, but imagine you owning that digital product. That's what an NFT is. If they create something NFT wise, let me, Jose, you could probably tell me which verse this was. I think it was the Snoop verse or some shit like that. They just sold a digital yacht for like 600 grand. Now keep in mind, you can't take it from out of this digital world. But somebody saw enough value in it to pay $600,000. They are creating real estate. This is why I'm saying the industry is working together to push what's about to happen, right?
And don't forget the metaverse, dude. Don't forget the metaverse.
And I don't want to sound like a fanboy, but Sony was one of the people on the ground floor with that with PlayStation Home. They were ahead of the curve once again. But then now you have these other places, right? Like even Fortnite. You know what I'm saying? Fortnite in itself is a metaverse, bro. I don't care what nobody say. I've sat down and watched my kids meet up with other people in that, and they don't even shoot each other. They just walk around building stupid shit, right? Like, it's a hangout spot for them now. It's a digital hangout, bro, and that's where we're going, bro. Like, I didn't even know that there was a such thing as a headphone party. Y'all ever heard of some shit like that?
Hell no.
Everybody at the party got on headphones, dog.
It's crazy because ironically, and I was wondering if this was eventually going to come into the gaming space, because I mean, like, I'm not real versed on it, but I kind of, you know, like I knew what it was somewhat, right? And I remember I just went to get a haircut, it was about, I want to say probably about 7-8 months ago. And my barber, man, he had this app, and he was talking about, NFTs or whatever. And he had like a Spider-Man one, you could cop the little Spider-Man animated, NFTs or whatnot and sell them to whatever.
Called Vivi?
Yeah.
Oh, Vivi?
Yeah. Vivi, yeah. Yeah, that's what it was
That's what I
called.
got.
Yeah, and so like it was just funny because when he was showing me, I was like, oh yeah, we definitely gonna see this at some point in the future. I don't know if it's gonna be in gaming, but I was intrigued on if it would actually if it would show itself within the gaming space. So it's just funny, but I am intrigued in it, because when you have these characters that we love and enjoy because we grew up with, and some of them we just develop just feelings for these characters in the gaming space. It's gonna be cool to have different animated pictures or whatever it may be and be able to own that shit. You know what I'm saying? So again, I'm very intrigued, and I'm just questionable on the intent on how what these publishers are gonna do with it, but we'll see. Time will tell with that.
Yeah, that's what it is, DeJuan. Silent parties, bro. Dog, these kids these days are so fucking weird, bro. Like, I've never
my
seen
son
no
told me
shit
about
like
one
that.
of those.
That shit is super fucking weird. I didn't even know it was a thing, though. But I get it, because, most people, most places, noise complaints. Now you just got a whole bunch of weird-looking motherfuckers in the house looking like zombies.
Facts, bro. Like, everything is digital, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything is straight digital, like you mentioned. I came in here, like, right when you mentioned this. A lot of people not really carrying cash no more. It's all about, like, a digital currency and stuff like that. And so, I mean, when you can own digital things, man, it's different. And I never even thought I would move straight to digital games like that. But again, if it doesn't come with like a statue or something, then there's really no reason for me to go physical games at all. Like literally no reason.
I'm digital for it totally. Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
Everything we've been doing is going to implement smoothly when this new metaverse, or they call it Web 3.0, takes effect in like 5 years. We're doing shopping online. We're doing paying bills online. Persona was talking about depositing checks through the phone, which I do as well. We're doing all of that shit anyway. We're attached to our phone. The big difference now is that you might have a headset on, and you could literally be going shopping at a let's say Nike, and you could buy a set of Nikes that your digital self can wear and your real life, person can wear as well. So that's the next step.
One thing I do, I don't know if you all mentioned this because I did come a little bit late. But COVID plays a role in that also. You know what I'm saying? I mean, people not really trying to be around a bunch of people all the time. Actually, most of the time, like myself, people are, introverts at this point of in time. Like I straight up am a full blown introvert, bro. I do not like going nowhere anymore. If it's not the barbershop, I got my own gym at the crib. Like I'm not trying to go nowhere, bro. You know what I'm saying? So outside of that, you know what I'm saying? I mean, COVID really plays a big role in that because again, people just don't need to go anywhere. So when you introduce this digital, these digital things, man, it's very intriguing to a lot of people because they're like, hold up, I can own a lot of this stuff, but I don't need to go nowhere to buy it. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like that. I feel like COVID definitely gonna play a role in that.
I mean, and COVID ain't going nowhere, dog. Like, we've ensured that with our ignorance, so it is what it is.
Fact.
But at the end of the day, I was an introvert before this shit, dog. So now it's just like, that's why I think I adapted to it super easy, bro. Because I'm like, this is how I am anyway.
See, I wasn't though, cause just because I mean, when I was like single and stuff, I was never an introvert. But once I got in like a relationship, you kind of just, you're kind of, I don't want to say you're forced into it, but over time you just start becoming an introvert naturally. But then, when COVID happened, like I was cool with it. Like once I started becoming an introvert and I didn't even really know, it was just like, shit, I'm cool with not going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Especially since we gamers. You know what I'm saying?
I got my package.
Yep. I don't think what I don't think is I don't think that it's going to affect the landscape of gaming in any meaningful way.
Yo, the reason why I can't say that with certainty is because look at gaming now, right?
Yeah. You got a super chat too, Persona.
Oh, Viper. All right, let me. I don't want to lose my train of thought. Let me get my thought out, and then I'm gonna get to super chat. The reason why I say that is because when you look at the industry and look at PlayStation, there's no comparison. right? A lot of the industry is already lacking behind in the quality department, in the game world building department, in a lot of this shit, right? And with saying that you don't think it's going to change, I respect your opinion. You already know that's sick. I just think that I can't say that with certainty because look at the state of the industry now when it comes to the quality of games being built, period. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that it is or isn't or whatever. What I'm saying is when you look at the state of gaming now, it's a little off.
So let me ask
It's
you
a
a
little off.
question.
Let me just get these 2 super chats in and we're gonna talk.
Okay.
Viper said, I don't mind NTFs, but somewhere somebody is
NFTs.
going something wrong with me, man. NFTs. I don't mind NFTs, but somewhere somebody is going to exploit it for something. With digital money though, NFTs seem to go hand in hand with it. So I'm saying, like, if you ain't touch cash and everything is done digitally now, or it has the ability to, right? You do your taxes digital. You feel me? Who uses TurboTax or whatever, right? You can do your taxes digitally. You can like everything. And then Viper again, thank you for the super chat. He says, as an introvert, COVID was the best thing that happened for me. Hey man, shout out to the introverts out there, man. But go ahead, Sick.
Shit, I ain't gonna even lie to you, bro. I forgot what the hell I was gonna
My
say.
fault, bro. My fault.
I know. Yo.
Yo,
Hey, look.
strict good video earlier too, man.
I remember.
I appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you.
You already.
So let me ask you a question then, Persona, because you're talking about how the landscape of gaming is going to change, right? With NFTs. Now, without NFTs, the landscape of gaming changed anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like the outcome?
With some people, yes. With a large majority, no.
Right. So you're worried about it changing the landscape, but the landscape has been changing and evolving without NFTs.
Well, no, I'm not saying I'm not worried about it. What I'm saying,
structure so that the average day consumer can own something with this money that they're basically throwing into a money pit.
No, and I hear you on that. What I'm saying is, I can't say for certainty that this won't affect the industry in a negative way moving forward. You speaking very absolute, and as you should. What I'm saying is I don't want to speak to it in that type of way because look, like you said, look at what the industry is right now, right?
But let me tell you why though. Let me tell you why I'm speaking in absolutes. Because the world that y'all think is coming would adversely affect their bottom lines. That's why I said I know I'm gonna say almost for a fact that they're not gonna do it. They're not gonna do it in a manner that y'all think that they're gonna do it, where they're literally just gonna turn everything in the game into an NFT.
Well, no, I don't think they're gonna be that crazy.
Games, that's something different. Like what I'm saying is creating a game that's built for NFTs.
I see them doing that. Like a game that I can see them doing that in is like
you just choose not to buy that game. But you don't have to worry about your games that you already love being freaking torn apart. I just don't see that happening.
No, I definitely hear that. I think it's more so me kind of being cautious, just trying to view the positives and the negatives because of how the industry has moved within the past decade, right? A lot of it has been good, right? But there's also been some real sketchy shit, right? And then obviously with this whole push for service-based games and having games move into a service, like all games, not just some, all games moving into a service and all this other stuff, adding this extra layer of this NFT stuff on top of the whole service-based games on top of, again, and this is not a bash Xbox thing, but just because Xbox is the Halo is the most recent memory that I can use as an example. Halo, a highly respected franchise, is now a shell of its former self. Yes, in part due to developmental issues, poor management, and things like that. But also, the fact that it's so accepting to a community of people because it's in a service and things like that. That's and again, and obviously that's not on a larger scale, but that's just an example of something that's new being introduced to the industry. And already seeing people be accepting of something of the negative that comes from that introduction to the industry because of the platform it's on or the service that it's in or whatever the case may be. What I'm saying with NTFs is NFTs. Jesus Christ. what I'm saying with NFTs, my brain is like really fucked up today. What I'm saying with NFTs is that I'm not totally against seeing what the possible outcome can be, but I'm also not going to say that whenever it's ultimately introduced across the board, that it's going to be fine and nothing will be affected. I don't think I think things will be affected on a large scale, because we know how these companies like to move.
Shit, no doubt. I mean, like I said, I don't really know too much about it, so I'm just kind of going, you know what I'm saying, keep my ear to the ground on that one. You know, NFTs in general in the game and space, man. We'll see, man. We'll see how it go.
Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day,
hey, I'm buying me some NFTs, man.
Yeah, yo, listen, and that's what I was trying to say. Sick, you know, my investor side, I'm always, I'm definitely. Listen, yo, I got financial goals I'm trying to meet before 40. You feel me? And I'm about to be 30 in 3 weeks. So you feel me?
Facts.
You know, I like, you know, there's goals that's 30. My 30s is listen, guys. Okay.
Not playing no games,
man.
Bro.
There's no
man,
games.
People need
man.
that mindset, bro.
There's no games, man. I'm trying to
let me tell you, the way
I'm trying to be a millionaire by 40.
I was thinking when I was freaking 20, bro. That's why I have the mindset that I have. That's why I make the investments that I make. That's why I buy the stock that I buy. That's why I even invest in the crypto coins. And what I was trying to tell you about crypto coins is you just got to understand with the meme coins that go around, like Dogecoin, Shiba Inu, Saitama, stuff like that. Man, you put your initial investment while the stock is down or when it's just being introduced. When you make enough to the point where you double what you put in there, you take out your initial investment and you just play with the house money, bro.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And if it dips, you buy that fucking dip.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yo, trust me, I've been doing a lot of research on crypto, because that's definitely an area that I'm in now.
Trust me, bro. I've made so much money. You know what? I ain't even gonna get into that comment. We'll probably talk about that off there, bro. But trust me, bro. It's definitely worth it, dog. Yeah. And the people who telling you that it ain't worth it, I really don't get the mindset of those people, bro. I don't understand how you can literally anything that I want to accomplish, bro. I write it down. I write it down, bro. Like, no matter what it is, dog. If I want to get a goal done, if I want to do something, I write it down, because I feel like I'm never going to put it into play until it's on paper, bro.
Yo, Jay Doggy, I really appreciate that, bro. People in chat saying they believe in me. Thank you. I appreciate that. Honestly, I do.
Yo, I'm just saying, bro. I think motherfuckers need to be more forward thinking, bro, and stop thinking for the now, dog, because thinking for the now is how you end up never having shit, dog. No disrespect to anybody out there, bro.
I'm thinking like 15 years down the line, bro, because like life starts at 30. You feel me?
Nah, yes, sir.
Life start. I mean, my life started at 16, but that's a different conversation.
Exactly.
But
because you wouldn't be where you at right now.
My life started at
just started.
No. My life started at 16. Real talk, but. I just think, you know, like, I mean, we getting off topic here, but fuck it, whatever. But, you know, I just think, like, when it comes to, like, because there's a lot, especially a lot of Americans, a lot of us are impulse buyers, or we buy things we can't afford, or whatever the case may be. And it's just like, yo, man, a lot of that stuff can be pushed towards investing. And I'm really big on, like, especially, like, once I learned it a couple years back, like 5-6 years ago, bro, I'm preaching that shit to everybody. Like, yo, I'm telling you, man, especially because your money, if you keep it like saved in like a bank or something like that, it's not getting no real return on investment. And also your money's not keeping up with the rate of inflation and taxes. So, you know,
you 10,000 losing money with your money in a bank.
Oh yeah, like 10.
That's been that way for years.
Yeah, no, that's been that way for a long time. But what I'm saying is, you know, like if you got like 10,000 saved up in a bank, right? In 2008. That same 10,000 is probably like worth 5 now.
Not even 5.
Yeah. Or probably less.
Not even 5.
But if it was in the market, you know, and stocks that in the market, You feel me? You know, that 10 could have ballooned to 30, 40.
Some of y'all ain't young. Some of y'all ain't old
40.
enough to remember when gas was like 50 cents, bro.
I remember. I remember. Trust. But go ahead, Strick.
Oh, my bad. I was just saying, I do believe, man, a lot of I just feel like people are too focused on the materialistic shit that really don't mean anything, bro. I mean, it's all about like fads and, you know what I'm saying, what's cool and now and stuff like that, instead of just people getting stuff genuinely because they want it, you know. But instead of just buying like materialistic shit like that, man, go ahead, like you said, invest it and double your money. You know what I'm saying? Because later on, because I've invested, you know, in Sheeb, you know what I'm saying, in Doge, and when they dip, I'm buying on the dip too because it's gonna go up. And if Sheeb hit a penny, then I'm retiring. So,
yo, just make sure you take your original investment out, because I know Sheeb been up and down, up and down, up and down. But I started investing in Sheeb when it was like 0.000000014. You know what I mean? And then the junk blasted up, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like it went as high as being 0.000000078, you know, whatever. And bruh, when it went up and I saw it come down a little bit, bruh, I pulled all my profits. I pulled all my profits, and then that bitch dropped down to like 0.0000002 something like that, and then I bought more. You feel me? Dude, listen, man, it's a game, bro, but it's a game you got to pay attention to. Most people think, oh man, I'm gonna just throw some money into this and I'm gonna just let it sit. You don't do that.
Yeah, because people need to be teachable. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they have to understand this is not something where you're gonna put money in today, you know what I'm saying, and get a bunch tomorrow. It's not like that. You got to play the long game with it, you know, and that's what it's about. But people got to have patience.
Yep.
I mean, that's really what it comes down to. But you know, I wanted to come in here and chop it up with my guys. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm about to hop back on this PlayStation in a minute.
Like on that Battlefield, nigga.
You know the vibes. I'm trying to get this T1A done. You know what I'm saying? Plus, you know, I mean, you already know, man. 2022 is a big year in gaming, man. We're going to have a lot of stuff to play. A lot of gameplay going to be shown, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just geeked to, you know what I'm saying, play the games and talk about these games with you all, man. I mean, I fucked with y'all the long way, so
you already know. You know it's going to be a whole bunch of internet going on, nigga. These niggas don't play games, right? Like, let's cut the cap.
The day Horizon Forbidden West going to come out, you going to see somebody doing the spaces. I'll be like, look, y'all. When I told people they weren't going to see me on spaces like that once Battlefield dropped, and this ain't going to be no different. So... Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'll pop in one every now and then.
Coming out too, bro. Like, it's a lot of shit coming out, bro. I can't wait for Dying Light 2, bro. That's my shit.
Listen, I'm thinking about getting it because I'm not like a big fan of like the first person type thing, but I'm thinking about giving Dying Light 2 a try because I hopped on Dying Light the original. I hopped on that late. You know what I'm saying? It was like right when I got back from overseas or something like that. I think, if I'm not mistaken, but I'm probably going to try, you know what I'm saying, Dying Light 2, see how I like it. But regardless, man, there's just so much shit we're going to get to play. Seafood is going to be heat. Cannot wait.
Big facts.
You know, straight up, man. But yeah, man, I had to chop it up with you all, man. I appreciate you all, man. You already know.
Absolute.
All right, Sid, y'all be easy, man. All right, Persona.
All right, bro, my fault. I'm on the phone. Y'all go ahead.
All right, bro.
Appreciate you, bro.
Oh man, it's gonna be a long year, y'all. It's gonna be a long year for some. You know what I mean? It's gonna feel like a short year for us, man, because we already starting off great in January, man, and it's only getting better in February, and then it's getting even greater in March, and then God knows when God of War is about to drop, man. It's like it's crazy, man. Hey, ain't CES tomorrow? I think CES tomorrow. I might stream.
Yeah, it is. It is tomorrow.
I might stream that. I gotta figure out when. If they doing this stream, let me see. CES 2022 Sony.
My whole thing is so like with the whole NTF thing, like I said, my investor brain is like, yo, I wanted to I wanted to talk about it. You know, just I wanted that to be my first show in 2022. Just to
No,
talk
I'm
about
just
that.
saying because you said NTF again.
Oh,
Right,
NFT.
so-
Lord have mercy. Oh, yo, we got uppercase J in here. Yo, Jamil, happy New Year, brother.
Oh shit!
Shout out
Oh,
to
it
you, Jamil.
is tomorrow.
Shout
Yo,
out
you
to
know
you.
it's at 5 p.m. You streaming that joint?
Nah, I'll watch your stream though. I'll watch
Yo, I'm definitely streaming that shit for sure.
it. Yo, Jamil, what's good, man? Happy New Year, man. Hope you and the family is good.
Yeah, we good. Hope y'all good. Hope
Yeah,
everybody good.
no
What up,
doubt.
upcase?
No
How you
doubt.
doing, man?
Pretty good,
Chilling,
bro. Pretty good.
Yeah, I've been listening to the conversation about NFTs, man. So,
What's your thoughts?
I'm kind of half and half. I agree with everything everybody said. It definitely is a way to kind of empower gamers and implement a little bit of ownership in it all. I remember when I first kind of learned about NFTs, I was learning about some negative things in the art space, because that's kind of how I found out about it. A lot of scamming was going on. I think what artist was that? Was it Banksy? Somebody faked the auction, like it was a piece from Banksy, and the dude's name was Pranksy or something like that. Like that was like the first thing I ever heard about NFTs, but it made me kind of dig in, and I learned the positives too. What I was thinking about as far as how it could be implemented, like with these sports games, how they have the card aspects, like on MLB The Show and on Madden and 2K. Like they could do the same thing, just like have like a limited edition card, so to speak, where it's only 50 made, but you actually own the card that's in the game. And it has some actual value, whereas in the okay, calm down. Whereas in the oh Lord, that's gonna turn up. Why'd you always do this on my phone? Stop. Okay, so so like damn, what was I about to say? The shit, she made me lose my train of thought. Damn kids.
You were talking about how
Now
an
you were
artist was
talking about
being
NFTs
scammed.
and how some people are doing some shady shit in the with the pictures.
Yeah,
of
but-
the Pranksy dude, and then
Yeah. So I was gonna translate that into gaming. So, whereas, okay, well, let me ask this first because I don't know much about this. So, when you speak on like owning items in game, NFT in game, are you gonna be able to take that asset out of the game?
No one knows. Like we can't speak to that.
that NFT is associated with a blockchain. You have it forever, regardless. It doesn't have to. You don't have to be in that game to have access to that particular NFT.
That's the
But
one.
if you're speaking about taking it,
that kind of troubles me a little bit because like, for example, let's say with Call of Duty, you get a skin that's like maybe 20 people can have, and you can actually, since it's in a blockchain, you actually own it, and people do know how to duplicate these items and make counterfeit items. Is it possible for somebody to do that but put like a game breaking type of thing into that item and put it back in the game and hack it? Or like if they play a multiplayer game, you say no?
Nope.
Okay.
There's no way for them to do that. Plus, with NFTs, you can actually sign it, with metadata, with your own with your own signature and things like that, and that's something that can't be duplicated. And again, it's at a particular address on that blockchain, and only you have access to that particular blockchain.
Okay.
I'm sorry,
Okay.
that item at that particular address on the blockchain.
Okay, I got it. So, okay, so as far as with, I guess whatever devs, well, I'm trying to think of how I can word this. So with, do we think that devs and publishers would have the wherewithal and the know-withal to kind of help police all of that, to make sure that
they don't need to police that, because that's what the blockchain is for. The blockchain,
I got you.
because everything is verified through the blockchain. So if there's a specific, if whatever you're trying to grab does not match the signature of that specific item and what the owner's signature is and all that stuff, it's fake, it's fraud. It wouldn't even be able to be sold, right? There's a lot of verifications and all that in play when it comes to that stuff.
I got you.
Yeah,
Okay,
man, you
that's what I was
really don't have a lot to be afraid of when it comes to NFTs. Now, the thing is, you also got to understand that at the end of the day, the consumers still hold. Excuse me, the consumers still hold all the power, bruh. Because at the end of the day, if they do something that consumers don't like, consumers ain't gonna support it. And if consumers don't support it, then guess what?
It goes away.
fails.
Yep.
No ifs, ands, or buts about it. So again, I don't know. I understand a lot of people being skeptical because, I mean, these are developers and publishers that we're talking about here. So I get it, and I understand people being, maybe a little scared. But I also understand the fact that if they do some shit and the shit is shady, then the community is gonna let them know.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not gonna support it.
Okay,
Again,
I guess that my misinterpretation was I was thinking that people could actually duplicate something, but it's more so just counterfeit rather than them
it
actually.
can't be duplicated.
Well, here's the crazy thing about it, right? When you say duplicated, right?
Right.
What are they duplicating?
Well, I was trying to remember the story with the Banksy art, but I think it was more or less somebody actually, that's what it was. Somebody actually just created something, claimed that it was from Banksy, and auctioned it off. And his representative said that he doesn't have any NFTs. He's not in that space. But, so it wasn't that he took something that Banksy did and duplicated it, because Banksy didn't have anything to duplicate. But I was always under the impression. So it kind of like, by that being the first thing I ever heard about NFTs, it kind of like warped my perception of it a little bit. And I tried to learn more, but I always had that little thing in the back of my head because I didn't remember it the right way.
Well, I
So
mean, honestly, it's a good thing that you did feel that way, to be honest with you. At the end of the day, we gotta wait and see what all of this is really about, and see where they're really gonna take all of this NFT stuff. Because honestly, I don't think anybody can say with certainty, how far they're gonna try to push this, which is what I think the point Persona was trying to make earlier. But I just don't see, and I feel like I say this with certainty, but I just don't see them doing something that's going to undercut or undermine the billions of dollars that they're already currently making off of people who just want to spend money and throw it in the money pit.
Right.
Yeah, I think the normal way of how things are being done in terms of gaming definitely is not gonna, it won't be affected, like, because that's where they're making the bulk of their money, so they wouldn't put all their eggs in one basket. I agree. But I think also, it's the same thing, when Fortnite first took off, or PUBG, right? When PUBG and Fortnite hit the scene, everybody and their mama wanting to make a battle royale now, because remember that's when COD made theirs with what was it, Blackout. That was the first iteration of their battle royale, and then we had what was that, Radical Heights and all these other fucking games that are doing this. And then you remember what was that other, you remember the whole hero shooter scene where Overwatch hit the scene, and then everyone wants to make a hero shooter with abilities and start doing these wacky game modes and all that. The industry, they follow behind each other all the time, man, because Overwatch was the first to do that, and then here comes Call of Duty with that bullshit. Making all these heroes making all their shooters heroes with special abilities and all that now, where you can see through walls and all. I mean, that Overwatch was the first to do that, or I should say, do it successfully, at least. Yeah, so it's like true. The industry definitely they've definitely followed the trends, and that's why we're seeing this NFT thing start to ramp up, because they're following the trends, man. This is what they're, again, and that's why I was saying earlier, the industry is definitely privy to more information than what the general public is when it comes to how this stuff is really being done on the back on the back end, right? So again, it's a wait and see. That's
I
how
got
see
another
it.
question too.
Go ahead. Oh, let me get this. Let me
So,
just get the super chat real
oh, go
fast.
ahead.
Yo, King Kiso, appreciate you for the super chat, man. Appreciate your support always, bro. He says, appreciate y'all brothers for the education, the community, because the brothers always looking for ways to make more money. Oh, yo, listen, man. I tell you guys all. First off, I appreciate you, Kiso. I tell y'all all the time, man. I like to approach things from a wide canvas, give everybody the information, and then we all can make informed decisions. I'm not just gonna give you my opinion because this is how I'm interpreting it. No, we all gonna have a conversation and look at everything. That's why I did what I did at the beginning of the show, but we looked at what NFTs are and all that other stuff. But go ahead, Jamil.
Yeah. So, okay, sick. Were you were saying that if somebody creates an NFT and then they sell it, no matter who keeps selling it going forward, you get a percentage of it?
Yeah, the original creator gets up to 10%.
Okay. So,
And that's
so my
off
question
each sale, not just on one sale,
right,
off
each one.
sale. Yeah.
So, okay, so with that being said, do you guys think that the introduction of NFTs into gaming is almost a direct result of like services being implemented now with Game Pass and other subscription services, the way they're trying to just give us as much content as possible for as little money as possible?
No, I think they see the way digital is growing, because I don't know if you guys remember, but before this generation started, there was patents out there and there was articles talking about Sony getting into blockchains. I don't know if y'all remember that, but I think they already saw the way everything was moving. They saw the way the future was going with digital. And I think that they just want to give people, and I know this sounds pro-consumer in a anti-consumer world, but I feel like they want to give people a way to own their digital content to give them more incentive to, push towards digital, because the more they go digital, the less they have to worry about manufacturing costs and stuff like that. If we can get everybody digital, we are going to save money and we're going to have easy distribution. We don't have to worry about games not being available. You know what I mean? Things like that. But that's looking at it on the bright side. But on another end of the spectrum, there could be something that they're working out to fuck us over, but I just don't see it. I just don't see it, man. And I always see the negative in everything. I'm like the most pessimistic motherfucker on the planet, but I just don't see it with this, dog. You can't tell me that there's a bad thing about me being able to own something in a digital world and actually having something of value. I just can't see it. And maybe I'm short-sighted, maybe I'm naive even. Maybe this all plays out and I turn out to be completely fucking wrong and it's a shit show. Maybe.
Well, I agree with you. I don't see where they would, I think that their nature is to try to find a way to take advantage, and as soon as there's any blowback, they'll walk it back right away.
Yeah, but let me ask you a question. How could they take advantage of this situation?
That part, I don't know. It's just, they'll find a way.
That's the same question I asked Persona, and I'm going to ask you. If you're going to tell me that you can see something negative happening with this, just let me know what negative you can see happening.
Jamil, because the point that I was trying to make with the way I answer this question is, I can't say for certain what can be negative, what negative thing will be, but I can say for certain that these companies always go too far in a direction of something that's a trend and fuck it up, and then it fucks up the industry. It fucks up or brings the industry down a notch or two for a while. That's what I'm trying to make.
The smartest and the safest way possible. That's how he answered that question. And I agree with it. It's a safe way to answer it, and true enough, we can't predict the future. And y'all might turn out to be right. Maybe these niggas are conniving bastards who just been looking for
but it's a business
to fuck over the consumers that give them money.
It's a business. It's a business. So business is in the business of making money. Right? I can't be mad at that. You feel me? Because I want, if I'm working on somebody, I want somebody to pay me my ducats for the time I put into, So I get it.
I mean, really what they're trying to do though is they're trying to push the retail market out of the resale market. You know what I'm saying? And with digital, they can at least get a piece of the pie. Like,
yo, what if they start selling What if they put NFTs on mods for games? Yo, that would be
mods?
On mods for games. That'd be crazy, bro. Hey, yo, that'd be foul, bro. Hey, yo, they put some NFTs on like a popular mod or something that someone creates for a game, and they NFT that shit.
Yeah, I can honestly say I wouldn't care if they did.
Hey, yo, that would be wild, bro.
I don't buy microtransactions, man. Believe it or not. The only time I ever even bought DLC is if I really, really, really love the game.
Yeah, like it's got to be a game that I really love in order to really buy like a season pass for it these days. Yeah. And even like if it's a game I'm really into or really hyped for, I'll buy the deluxe edition anyway, which comes with the special costumes or DLC or whatever. Anyway, like for instance, Tales of Arise, I bought the $120 version of that game, which is the Ultimate Edition, which came in all the costumes and all that other shit. So,
but that's my motto too, though. Like, I'll buy your fuck nigga edition of the game, but that's where my support ends, dog. Like, that's it.
Yeah. In terms of like
how they ease their way into this. Maybe since it's so much, the industry is more digital now. We buy digital games versus physical. Maybe these collector's editions, instead of having statues, you have like an NFT of a whatever main characters in the game, and then they'll probably try to start saying,
sense, though. It wouldn't. Let me tell you why that wouldn't make sense. And I'm sorry to cut you off, brother, but the reason why that wouldn't make sense is because now hundreds of other people, or hundreds of thousands, or even millions of other people who would have bought your collector's edition, not gonna buy your collector's edition. That would be you hurting yourself. It wouldn't make any sense.
If they limit, like if it was just limited to maybe,
why would 10,000? You limit a collector's edition?
They do that all the time.
No. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying limit it to the point where you're really only giving out like what, maybe 100 copies of the collector's edition? That wouldn't make no sense.
Most collector's editions, they'll probably, depending on like how the rarity of it, it'll probably only be like 10,000 copies anyway.
Right, but how much are they planning on selling this for? See, that's where we got to start having this conversation. What is the price of this? What is the price of this collector's edition?
Oh, that collector's edition like $400. That's like $400 or $500, man.
$400 or $500. So you're gonna take $400 or $500 for like 100 copies of a collector's edition instead of making millions?
Nah, they probably wouldn't do that, but
it would be one edition. You can still come up with another edition.
That's what I'm telling you. No, that's what I'm telling you. That's why that doesn't make any sense. You would be limiting your consumer base. And that will be the biggest blowback in the history of fucking gaming, dog. They would literally take themselves down for doing some stupid shit like that.
Well, if it's a choice.
No, everything.
Hey, I'm throwing shit at the wall to see what
options.
I'm throwing shit at the wall to see what sticks. But at the end of the day, man, I mean, listen, NFTs
they're coming.
They're definitely coming. I agree there. They're definitely coming. Pause. They're coming. They definitely coming. Like that's there's not a shadow of doubt that shit is coming. What type of, how invasive or how predatory they are, only time will tell. But like, at the end of the day,
if it's a limited weapon,
it's the same thing with PlayStation games going to PC. It's coming.
No. If it's a limited weapon, bruh, and it's only one weapon out of many, bruh,
yeah,
I really don't see the problem, dog.
I mean,
I really don't see the problem with a variation of a weapon being an NFT and being exclusive to whoever wants to spend money to buy it.
That's only if it stops there. And obviously we're playing a what if game, so I don't want to do that. But if it stops there, then all right. But we know how these companies can get, bro. It don't always stop there. That's never the stopping point. So that's where,
If that's not where it stops, then how far does it go?
No one knows.
And if it does go far, how does that fare for the company that's doing it, bro?
No one knows. It hasn't happened yet.
Hold on. One thing that you totally forgot about is that there's companies that will never do it. there's companies that are adamantly and vehemently, I don't even know if I said that right, vehemently against, yeah, something like that. They're against it.
Vehemently.
Yeah, there you go. They're against it 1000%. So it's not even like every publisher and developer is going to be doing this, bro.
Yeah.
It's just you're going to have.
I think some of the bigger ones definitely will, for sure.
And you're going to have the people who stay away from it. Joseph Ferris already said, like, I'd rather freaking shoot my leg off, you know, before I create an NFT in a video game.
I mean, all respect to him, but you know, he's not pulling down, you know, Activision, Ubisoft, EA money. So, you know.
Yeah, well, nah.
Yeah, no.
I mean,
with
even
all
though,
respect,
you know, they're
but,
under EA though, right?
Yeah, they are, but they not. Okay. Because I don't. Okay, got it. But yo, man, let's get into these outros, man. Real good conversation tonight, man. Good first episode of 2022. Glad to have you boys here gracing the show for the first episode of 2022. And you know, start with you, Sick, man. Give us your outro, bro.
Oh man, I'm out, man. It's good to be here. I'm glad you know, you came back for the year 2022. Hopefully everything be fruitful for everybody that's in here, all you guys that's in the panel, all the people that's in the chat. Hopefully 2022 is your year. Being afraid of money.
Yo, facts. Yo, listen. I will say this. Well, I'm gonna let Jamil talk, then I'm gonna say something. Yo, Jamil, man, give us your outro, bro. One of the few Xbox guys that I respect. I respect Jamil. Like,
you said what?
I said one of the few Xbox guys that I respect out here.
Oh no, it's about to be an early PlayStation year.
Hey, yo,
for me.
Oh yeah, you pony Jamil for the first 3-4 months. Copy, got you.
This is going down. But yeah, the same thing. You know, I appreciate the education. I've been sitting back listening. You ain't even see me in the chat like that. I was just sitting back listening, trying to learn. Yeah. So I appreciate these conversations. This is what I like. This is that content right here.
Yeah.
And you know, if anybody say they bored this year playing games, I'm a send
you know what's coming. You know what's coming, Jamil. You know what's coming. They gonna be talking about.
Yeah, I'm gonna sell an NFT slap. I'm gonna sell it to somebody.
I'll put $50 up for that NFT real quick.
Yeah, hold this.
Hey yo, man, real talk. You know what's coming. Someone gonna make a tweet talk about, oh yeah, you know, I beat Horizon. Now there's nothing to play. What? Yo,
it's kind of dry in here.
It's kind of dry. You know it's coming, bro. It's coming, man. But yo, appreciate you coming through, man. Real talk. And also shout out to Jose Bencourt, JVB, man. Appreciate him as well coming through to the Discord and giving us his thoughts and his wisdom on this whole NFT discussion. Real quick, man, because you know, Six said something that resonates with me, man. And you know, I want to see all y'all win, man. I mean that, but like all sincerity, man. Yo, start doing some. Yo, the worst thing you can do is not do anything, man. Yo, create a brokerage account, create a Roth IRA, not a regular IRA, because it's taxable after the fact. I mean, before the fact. You want it to be taxable. You want it to be non-taxable wages. Roth IRA. Roth IRA. Yo, man, start doing your research, man. I'm telling y'all, bro. I want y'all to win out here, man. I really, really do, man. Start investing, man. I'm telling you. It don't matter if you just put $100 into a brokerage. Just get started and start doing research. And I know it's gonna be overwhelming. I know, but trust me. Once it clicks, it's gonna click. It's gonna click, man. And don't chase the fast money. Slow and steady wins the race. Slow and steady wins the race. Trust me. I want y'all to be good out here. When y'all getting like your 60s and 70s, we're gonna be on like episode 2000 of When Persona Speaks. I'm like, yeah, guys, so you know, we all invested in, you know, get off my lawn, goddammit. We all invested and we living good out here. You know, I want y'all to be good, man. You feel me? But yo, I appreciate y'all, man. First episode of the year, man. 2022 is gonna be 2022 and beyond is gonna be our year. Yo, Corey, you know what? I'm not. Okay, you can do a Roth. You can do a Roth or a traditional. It's up to you. The only difference between a Roth and a traditional is that the taxes are taken out it's non-tax, it's untaxed money or whatever. So the taxes don't get taken out until after you pull the bread out. It's all that is there. In a Roth IRA, that's non-taxable wages. It's after-tax money. So all the rate of return on that and on that investment. So if you open a Roth IRA and you put $10,000 into it, and the rate of return on whatever you put, whatever ETFs or whatever that you attach to that Roth IRA, if it's 10% year over year, and within 5 years you get to $30,000 or $40,000, that's 30 and 40,000 of just straight gains. None of that is being taxed. You know what? Okay, Corey. First off, my. All right, man. This is a big reason why I haven't done an investment podcast yet, because I just can't. Like I've read actual tangible books from the white man, written up for the right. Like I digress. Anyway, guys, I appreciate all of you. Okay, do your own research. Don't take the information from me. I employ all of you to do your own research. Don't take what I say at face value. Do your own research on traditional and Roth IRAs and investing and opening up a brokerage account and just financial literacy is very important. Go ahead. You guys got it. I believe in you. And with that being said, guys, I'm about to get up out of here. Have a great night, and we out. Peace.